Wait for the red car. 4 words from a child who has never seen a car in his life. Henry Callum hears them at 8:09 on a Tuesday morning at the crossing on Merchant Street, where he has crossed every morning for 6 years without breaking stride. He is already stepping off the pavement when the words arrive. His right foot is in the air. His briefcase is swinging forward. His mind is 3 meters ahead of his body. The boy is sitting on the low stone wall beside the crossing. 9 years old. Dark jacket. Small white cane leaning against the wall beside him. His eyes are open and aimed at nothing. The particular open aimed at nothing of eyes that have never learned to track movement because movement has never been available to them. He is completely still, except for his head, which is tilted very slightly to the left, in the posture of someone listening to something the rest of the world cannot hear yet. He says it again. Wait for the red car. Not loudly, not urgently. The way a person states a fact they are certain of. The way a person tells you the temperature outside or the time on the clock, simply and without performance. Henry's right foot comes back to the pavement. He does not decide to bring it back. His body brings it back before the decision is made, responding to something in the boy's voice that bypasses the part of Henry Callum that has spent 30 years making decisions faster than most people think. He looks at the crossing. The light is green for pedestrians. The road is clear. There is no red car. He looks at the boy. The boy's head is still tilted slightly left. His small dark hands are folded in his lap. His white cane rests against the wall beside him, with its tip touching the pavement. He is not looking at Henry. He is not looking at anything. He is listening to something arriving from a direction Henry cannot identify. Henry opens his mouth to say something and does not say it. 3 seconds pass. Then from the left, from the direction the boy's head is tilted toward, a red car comes through the crossing at a speed that does not match the area. Not racing, not screeching, simply moving through a green-lit pedestrian crossing at a speed that assumes no one will be standing in it. The car passes through the space where Henry's body would have been if his foot had completed its step off the pavement. It is gone in 2 seconds. The crossing is empty again. The light is still green. Henry stands on the pavement with his briefcase and his 3 meters ahead of him and looks at the space the car just passed through. Then he looks at the boy. The boy has not moved. His head is no longer tilted. He is sitting in the same position on the stone wall, with his hands folded and his cane beside him, and his eyes open and aimed at nothing. Henry does not cross the street. He stands at the pavement edge and does not move for longer than he has stood still in public in 30 years. And the thing that stays with him, the thing he cannot answer the night when he sits at his desk and tries, is not how the boy knew about the car. It is how the boy knew it was red. Henry comes back the next morning. He tells himself it is because Merchant Street is his route. It has always been his route. He is not coming back because of the boy. He is simply walking to his office the way he has walked to his office for 6 years. Eli is already at the stone wall when Henry arrives. Same position. Dark jacket, small white cane against the wall, hands folded in his lap. Head level this morning, not tilted, which means whatever he is listening for has not arrived yet. Henry stops a few feet away. He does not cross. He stands at the pavement edge in the cold morning air and waits, which is something Henry Callum does not do. And the fact that he is doing it now, without deciding to do it, is information he files away without examining. Eli speaks first. He says good morning without turning his head. He says it the way a person greets someone they heard approaching from a specific direction and recognized from the particular sound of their footstep. Henry realizes the boy has identified him by the sound of his shoes on the pavement, the specific rhythm of a man who walks like someone who has somewhere important to be. Henry asks how he knew about the red car. Eli is quiet for a moment. Then he says he heard it, not the engine. The engine sounds like all engines. He heard the speed of it in the interval between the sound of the car passing the building on the left and the building on the right. The gap was too short. The car was moving too fast for a crossing. It had been that car, or one like it, every 3rd Tuesday for 7 weeks. He had been waiting for someone to warn before it came through again. Henry is silent for a long time. He asks how Eli knows it is red. Eli turns his head slightly toward Henry for the first time, his open, unfocused eyes aimed in Henry's direction. He says he does not know it is red. He says a man told him 3 weeks ago after it nearly hit him. He said a red car. Eli remembered it as a red car. Henry looks at the crossing. The light changes. He crosses. He does not break stride this time. but something in the crossing feels different from 6 years of crossings before it. He looks both ways before he steps off the pavement. He has always looked both ways. But this morning, he knows he is looking. He comes back the third morning, and the fourth. On the fourth morning, he brings 2 cups of coffee from the shop, on the corner, and places one beside Eli on the stone wall without explaining why. Eli wraps his small hands around the cup and says, "Thank you," and they sit in the cold morning air together for 7 minutes without speaking, and Henry is 20 minutes late to his first meeting for the first time in 4 years. He does not mind. On the 5th morning, Eli is not there. The stone wall is empty. The white cane is not there. The crossing sounds the same as it always sounds, traffic and footsteps, and the signal beeping its green. But something in the morning feels different without the small figure on the wall and the tilted head and the folded hands. Henry stands at the pavement edge. He looks at the crossing. The light is green. The road appears clear. He knows how to cross a street. He has been crossing streets for 54 years. He does not move. He stands at the pavement edge for 4 full minutes, while other people cross around him, and the light changes twice, and he cannot make himself step off the pavement. Because for the first time in his life, he is aware that he cannot hear what is coming from the left, the way a boy on a stone wall can hear it. He is late to everything that day, and that evening he finds himself hoping Eli will be there tomorrow. Eli is back the next morning. He is in his position on the stone wall before Henry arrives. His white cane is against the wall. His hands are folded. His head is level. Henry sits beside him on the stone wall without asking if he can sit there. And Eli moves his cane slightly to make room, which means he heard Henry coming and anticipated the sitting down, which means he has been anticipating Henry specifically. Henry asks where he was yesterday. Eli says he had a doctor's appointment in the morning. He says his uncle takes him every month. He says it as the ordinary fact it is, without the weight children sometimes add to medical information to see how adults will receive it. Henry nods. Then he realizes Eli cannot see him nod. He says he missed him at the crossing. Eli is quiet for a moment. Then he asks Henry a question. He asks what color the sky is today. Henry looks up. He looks up the way a person looks up when they have been asked to report on something they have not actually observed. He has been standing under this sky for 54 minutes this morning. He walked from his building to this crossing in the cold morning air under this sky. He has not once looked at it. He looks at it now. The sky is pale, not blue exactly. The specific pale gray gold of a winter morning, where the sun is present but diffused behind thin cloud. The light spread across the whole sky rather than coming from a single point, the kind of sky that cities have when the day cannot decide what it wants to be yet. He describes it to Eli, all of it, more than he intended to describe. Eli listens. He nods slowly while Henry speaks. When Henry finishes, Eli is quiet for a moment and then says, he has never had someone describe the sky like that before. Most people say blue or gray and stop. Henry looks at the sky again. He cannot remember the last time he looked at the sky. He cannot identify a single morning in the last 10 years when he looked up rather than forward. He has been walking to his office for 6 years, under skies he has not seen, and crossing a street that nearly killed him for 7 weeks, without hearing what was coming, and sitting in meetings deciding things about the world, without having looked at it since he cannot remember when. He reaches down and picks up Eli's white cane from against the wall. He holds it in both hands for a moment, not using it, simply holding it, feeling the weight of a tool that navigates the world by touch and sound rather than by sight. He holds it for a moment and then places it back carefully. Eli reaches for it, and his small hand finds it immediately where Henry replaced it. Henry looks at the crossing. The light is green. The morning is ordinary, and the sky is pale gray gold, and the city is making its morning sounds, and everything is exactly as it always is. He stands up slowly. He looks at the crossing. Then he looks at Eli on the stone wall, the boy who cannot see anything and misses nothing. He crosses the street. He looks up twice on the way to his office. He is not late. The boy who could not see taught the man who would not look.